Hey plant friends, and welcome back to my channel, Planta by Gia, the nutrition kitchen. Today we're making stir fries. Before I get into the recipe, go ahead and show your girl some love. Smash that like button for me and comment down below if you've ever tried a stir fry before or if you've ever made one before. So I love stir fries for many different reasons. First of all, they're extremely fast to make. They're very easy, and also they're extremely versatile. Stir fry is a cooking process that actually originates from ancient China. And what you're supposed to do is use a wok. This is a wok. And it's actually a very quick cooking process because you're supposed to heat up the wok extremely hot, and then you add in all your ingredients, your vegetables, your protein, and only cook it for about a few minutes because it makes it crisp and tender. But don't worry, if you don't have a wok, you can totally just use a pan, but I will also link down below where you can buy one of these woks. And like I said, stir fries are extremely versatile. So you can use them with any different combinations of vegetables and protein, and you can make it to fit your goals. So if you're looking for a higher carb meal, you can make a stir fry and serve it with some noodles, or you could serve it over some rice. And if you're looking for a lower carb meal, you could totally just make the stir fry and serve it as it is, and it is delicious. Also, what comes with a stir fry is an amazing sauce. The sauce is what makes it to me. And I'm gonna show you how to make an amazing teriyaki homemade stir fry sauce to put on top of your stir fries. So vegetable stir fries are great. And most vegetables actually do have protein in them. But I do think it's very important to add a protein into your stir fry because remember, protein is what keeps you fuller for longer and will keep you from snacking all day, and that will definitely enable you to hit your goals as fast as possible. Some sources of plant-based protein that are my favorite and that are absolutely great to add into a stir-fry dish is tempeh from Indonesia, and it's actually a soy product. You could also use edamame, which is amazing, and tofu. Today we're going to be making some pan-fried tofu and throwing it into the stir fry. But all these sources of protein are amazing and packed with protein. I also brought out all of the vegetables in my refrigerator because I wanted to show you how versatile stir fries actually are. You could use them with however many vegetables you have or however many little vegetables you have. You could only just use one vegetable if you want. That's how great and easy a dish like this really is. So today I'm going to show you how to make stir fry two ways. One with a higher carb option. We're going to make it with some rice noodles. And we're also going to make a lower carb option with just the stir fry. We're going to be using it with these vegetables. So over here I have broccoli, and broccoli is extremely high in iron and protein. It's also very high in potassium. We have carrots, we're extremely high in vitamin A, which are great for your eyesight. We have some bok choy. Bok choy is one of my favorites. This is a cruciferous vegetable, so you can eat as much as you want without worrying about gaining any weight. And it is filled with vitamins and minerals that help with lowering inflammation in the body, blood pressure, heart health, teeth health, skin health, all of it. We're also going to be adding in some peppers, some fresh ginger. Ginger is one of my favorites as well. Ginger is great for lowering inflammation in the body and soothing digestion, skin, honestly everything. We also have some string beans and onions. So we're gonna chop up all these veggies beautifully. But before we do that, I wanted to let you know how I started to prepare the tofu. Now, tofu comes in a package with water. So first what you wanna do is open up the package and drain the water. Then you wanna take out the tofu, and as you can see, it's very squishy. So you wanna take it and squish it with your hands, as much water out as possible. Then what I do is I put it on a cutting board and line it up with some paper towels, add the tofu on top, another layer of paper towels, and then you want to put something heavy on top of the tofu, because what's this called is prep pressing tofu. So we want to press the tofu to get out as much water as possible, to get it dry and to get a nice sear on it when we put it on the pan. But now, as the tofu is pressing, we are going to chop up the veggies, and I'm going to show you how to make the amazing homemade teriyaki stir-fry sauce. I totally forgot. I've never even cooked with these type of rice noodles before. This is gonna be my first time. Usually I get them pre-soaked, but these are dry. So the directions say to put them into a bowl and soak them with some really hot water for about 25 to 30 minutes. So let's do that first. And rice noodles is actually a great substitution of regular noodles because they're made from rice, so they're gluten-free, and they're a lot less processed than the regular white pasta. With stir fry, it's really important to cut the vegetables all the same size, because you want them to cook evenly, because like I said, you're gonna throw it into the wok and it's gonna cook really fast, everything at once. So you want them all to be about the same size. Okay, so we chopped up the veggies all beautifully, and we have the noodles soaking and the tofu pressing. Next up, it's time to make the teriyaki stir-fry sauce. So I actually doubled the ingredients because I'm making 2 different stir-fries today, but I'm going to tell you the ingredients just for 1 serving, and it's amazing. Okay, so what we're gonna be needing is 1 bowl. And we're going to be adding in 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. You could also use tamari. Tamari is a soy-free soy sauce, actually. 1/2 cup of vegetable broth. 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. Maple syrup is gonna give it that nice sweet teriyaki flavor. 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar to give it that tang. The tang. And 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. So what we're gonna do, now we have to add in the cornstarch. So cornstarch is actually going to thicken the sauce. So we're gonna put about 1 tablespoon of cornstarch into the pot. Smoked paprika, I never really measure, but you know, about a pinch, 1/4 teaspoon. A little bit of red pepper, because your girl is spicy. And some black peppercorns. Okay, now we are going to just whisk it together. And from here, what we're gonna do is we're going to now add it into a saucepan on the stove. Get it warm, add a little bit of olive oil. Then we're going to add the chopped ginger and minced garlic. We're gonna saute that for about a minute. Then we're gonna add the sauce to the pan and we're gonna thicken it, make it warm and thick. Once it's ready, it takes about a minute or 2. We're gonna put it into the bowl, keep it onto the side, and move on to the tofu. So let's get it on the stove. So you want it to thicken just about this consistency. And then once it's nice and thick, you're then going to turn off the heat and put it right into a bowl. I also want to show you that I drained the noodles. They soaked for about 30 minutes and they're nice and soft and ready to be put into the stir fry. Okay, so now it's time to cut the tofu. So here we go. Here's the tofu. It's nice and pressed. How I like to cut the tofu is first, and guys, let me tell you that tofu is just like meat. In order for it to taste good, you need to season it and you also need to cook it the way that you like it. I'm gonna show you how I like it. I like it crispy and tasting literally just like chicken consistency. So it's kind of thick, so what you wanna do is, first you wanna slice it down the middle. Then you wanna keep it stacked. I like to slice it again down the middle and then chop it into blocks. This is the most traditional way of cutting tofu, I think. Okay, so to pan fry the tofu, I'm actually gonna be using the same pan that I made the sauce in. It's still got some oil in it, so it will be nice to pan fry it in. I turned it on to about medium-low heat, and I'm just going to add in the tofu. Then want to make sure it's all even on one side. Get the droppings of the sauce on it. And you're basically just gonna let the tofu sit on one side for about 4 to 5 minutes. And then you're going to flip it for another 4 to 5 minutes on the other side. And that should be about it. Depends how crispy you like it. I like a little bit extra crispy, so I might keep it in a little bit longer. Golden brown, crispy. They're gonna go perfect in the stir fry. Ooh, okay, so now we got the crispy tofu. We got the nice, thick, sweet, tangy teriyaki stir fry sauce. We got the noodles that were nice and soaked, and all the chopped veggies, and I'm getting excited because now is the fun part. All right, so like I said, I'm going to be making 2 dishes out of this. I'm going to be making a high carb, higher calorie meal, and also a low carb, lower calorie meal. Also going to be teaching you a few tips and tricks about stir frying. You want to get the wok extremely hot so that as soon as you throw in the ingredients, they turn into crisp and tender in just a few minutes. And this is also a really good cooking process because it keeps all the vitamins and minerals in the vegetables rather than letting them soak out in water, say if you were boiling them or something like that. Another tip for stir frying is, like I said, you want to chop up all the veggies the same size, and you want to put in the vegetables that are a little harder first. So like I have a broccoli and string beans and carrots. I think those would be the most harder vegetables, so I'm probably going to throw those in first. Also, one more tip and trick is we're going to be adding in the sauce last. So that's kind of different than regular cooking. Usually you want to cook everything in the sauce, but with stir frying you want to get everything nice and ready, tender, and then add the amazing sauce, and that's what just keeps the flavor, and it's so delicious. All right, so let's get it on the stove because I'm starving. Literally no words. The veggies are cooked perfectly. The tofu has such a nice crisp, and the sauce is sweet and tangy and just so delicious. I topped it with some sesame seeds for some extra protein and a couple of sprigs of green onion from my garden. Guys, this is an amazing dish. Let me put it down so I can talk to you without talking with you with a fork. I hope that you guys try this out. Like I said, it's super simple, easy, healthy, and delicious. Tag me on Instagram if you try it out at Planta by Gia. And you can also find me on my website at www.plantabygia.com, where I offer nutrition coaching and customized fitness plans, as well as online personal training. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you are all doing well and you're safe and you're healthy. I love you guys so much, and I will see you for the next recipe.